Oleg Deripaska has been bred into the DNA of the FBI here in the United States through these compromise houses. You have to whitewash it through someone else, through a foreign power. It's happening on a foreign, technically, the ones at the embassies and retreats are happening on foreign soil. So you can do compromise activities out in Long Island, compromise activities out on the Maryland shore, and also in the city at Oleg Deripaska's D.C. and New York place. These are the exact equivalents of the old places that Jeff Epstein used to run. The only thing is now we've just put a Russian in place of Jeff Epstein. And if you don't remember, in May, I had talked about how close these different missions were, how Samantha Power was in charge of running the Ethiopian mission, also the Russia mission for all these different kind of compromise activities. I'll play a little bit of it for you.
Day 204, and I want to talk about the United Nations again, specifically Samantha Power, and I would like to speak about Cass Sunstein. If you're not familiar with them, she was ambassador to the UN, and she ran this sort of spy ring out of the United Nations. So
there it is earlier this year in May, me talking about that. And if you remember me talking about Susan Rice, it's the same thing down here with American University running the girls in from, mostly girls, in from American University for compromise operations here. I've done probably more American University episodes that you can count and all the machinations down here in D.C. I haven't covered it as much up in Washington, D.C., in New York, but it's the same idea. These are the two key centers, much like the two Russian retreats are there. This is the same idea with the two retreats being here in Maryland for the shore, and then also Deripaska's house here in town. You're going to see other ambassadors go as well. Nikki Haley is just the one who gets what they call this consolidated report of all these different communications. She is a surveillance rabbit for Trump. There is no question that she's playing the same role as Andy McCabe or any of the other people that were put into the Trump campaign. She's just now part of the administration, and she's leaving. Now, what I think really triggered this was two things. Oleg Deripaska having his assets seized, now that Pompeo is kind of pulling that operation out of the shadows. And the second one is Rod Rosenstein and the Justice Department lawyer coming forward and saying, yes, he was wearing a wire. Yes, he was serious in May of 2017 last year. Yes, Lisa Page and Andrew McCabe were actioning that request. So there's no way they're going to be able to back up and say it was a joke now.